My name is Reyna Hernandez, and I'm a painter and a muralist. I was born in Yankton, South Dakota, and I was raised in Gayville, South Dakota. When I graduated high school from Gayville, I moved to Vermillion, South Dakota, where I currently live. I hung out here a lot in high school, and I just really liked the vibe of the town, and it just feels like people here care about what's going on, and it's kind of hard to find that sometimes. I got my degree in 2016 from the University of South Dakota. I started making murals in 2019 when the painting professor here at USD asked me to lead a community-based project, and I really was not certain I would like the process. I actually really thought I wasn't going to like the process, and I'd never given murals a thought a day in my life. Maybe it won't work out, and maybe she'll just have to find someone else halfway through, you never know for sure what's gonna happen. I just really took to it. I really enjoyed feeling like I had a seat at the table, or like I had something valuable to share. People wanted to be engaged in a creative way and talk about the things that they care about. I was really inspired by that process, and I haven't stopped making murals since. What I love most about murals is that the locations are surprising sometimes. This one here, it's in the back of an alleyway. The one in Wagner is in a gymnasium, and I thought that was a really cool space because people are already there to gather, to come together, to create a community of watching sports together. I think that changes the culture of a place. It changes the way we think about artwork and artists and where artwork can exist. I love that we can just put these paintings places and people can have that arts experience when they weren't expecting it. Well, my mom's a huge influence, and she is a star quilter, and she makes incredible designs. That is one of her designs, actually, up there. All of the patterns that I use in the designs, the mural designs, are from my mom. Just growing up in a really art-centric household with two artist parents, we were just really encouraged to be creative and to be free thinkers, and to think critically about the world. Because she was always making quilts, and she was always working out different designs and working with color. I think it's something for me that just came really naturally. For me, that was my native upbringing, was through my mom. I really wanted to meet other artists who are BIPOC and also living in rural spaces, meeting a lot of the same issues that I've experienced in my time creating in a community-based way. So I would feel maybe less alone in that endeavor. It's hard to talk about the things that you confront in some of these rural spaces because they kind of just don't get it, And a lot of times I start feeling oh, maybe I'm just being a complainer, or maybe I'm being too sensitive. Those things are real, and those microaggressions exist. And I think that that's important, that Ignite Rural is building that web of artists to come together to share experiences in that way. When I finally did get back into my studio after making a couple murals, I felt like I had learned so much about painting, and I was I thought I already knew so much. I got a degree in this. But stepping into the studio again and painting again, I was just wow, I'm seeing things that I did not see before. And so just the practice of painting and doing it routinely, you train your eye in all these other ways, and you learn to see so many more things. The goal is just to continue creating these in tandem. We didn't want to lose that aspect of what we do where the community is involved. I know it's a really special experience for people when they get to participate in something like this. We had people on shoulders, the kids had their, and they're painting up high, and they'd get to pick a color that they wanted, and they would put their hand in the paint, and they put their handprint up on the wall. So I think having access to the process in whatever capacity, whether it's washing brushes, bringing waters, whatever, you become part of that story of creation, of creating something together. And I think that that's really important. We shouldn't undervalue some of those those positions when people are oh, I'm not creative, and I can't draw, I can't paint. It's okay, well, you could wash paintbrushes, or you could, you could hold a sign, you can do any of these things, and it's still a part of creating something. It came together because you were part of it. I want them to feel connected to it because they can recognize that my own intentions that I've put into the piece are genuine and they're coming from me. I think that there is something to be said about work that is just so genuine that it makes other people feel things. That's always ultimately my goal. Like, I don't want to alienate anyone or to make anybody feel uncomfortable necessarily. I guess I wanted to also hold a mirror up to people, really make them think about what they're looking at, think about how they arrived at the piece and how they're leaving. I think that those tiny little moments of just like maybe questioning some things, you know, in your mind of what your preconceived notions were of certain things, cultures, that maybe you leave a bit more open to possibility and being more accepting.